we are back, the Hurricane HQ, for our official live 9:30 a.m. tropical update for August 22, 2020. And today's current news is Tropical Depression 14 becomes Tropical Storm Marco. And before we start, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell so you don't miss the next update. And today's comment of the day is, again, from us. You guys, I have to let you guys know that our website is still optimized for smartphone. And the only reason I'm continuing to repeat this comment is really because we don't have any new comments. So you guys, all you have to do is comment. We've been getting plenty of views. I just need you guys to comment anything related to the video, and you can get featured, even a question. And by the way, you guys can leave any questions related to the video in the live chat, and I'll respond to them during the live stream. And here is the Hurricane HQ just 2 days ago. We just got this new setup, and I'm sorry about this. Alright, so the new setup here, it has a second display, and it's slightly better. It's a slight improvement from where I was, and finally I have my own room, so this is fine for this area. And here's our current Atlantic Basin image as of 9 a.m. today. And as you can see, we're seeing here is our Tropical Storm Laura, while over here, Tropical Storm Marco, and all the way over here is our area to watch. And over here is our average forecast tracks. And as you can see, these tropical waves come out west of Africa, continue moving west, and either head up this northern track or this southern track. And this is actually what Marco has taken, while Laura is actually taking this track right here. And these are our typical August tracks. And now we are going right over to our National Hurricane Center forecast, and I'll reload the page so we have the latest forecast here. And here's Tropical Storm Laura as of 8 a.m. And if you guys would like to see more data, you can check out our website. I'll leave the link in the description below. So here is our current forecast cone, including our current wind extent up back here. And you can see that it's forecast to become a Category 1 hurricane and make landfall on Louisiana. And it looks like it's going to go right through Cuba, possibly. If not through Cuba, possibly take a slightly northern track above Cuba, which might aid in its development, although the warm waters of the Gulf will really fuel its development. And all the central, southern Bahamas are under a tropical storm warning, along with most of the Dominican Republic and Haiti, and Puerto Rico, and all the islands over here still under that tropical storm warning. Although back here, the very back Western Antilles, I believe, these tropical storm warnings are probably going to be allowed to expire in probably, I would say, by 8 p.m. today, although I'm not totally sure. And Puerto Rico, you're currently getting hit with this system, so actually we'll take a look at a few webcams in Puerto Rico later in the video and see what's going on there. We also have a tropical storm watch for the more central Bahamas, and actually Key West area, Florida, is still in this cone, and I actually saw that they are preparing for a possible hurricane there, and this does still have potential to become major, although I think it's less likely now than it was yesterday. And a landfall in Louisiana, possibly even interfering with another system, Marco, as it also moves into Texas. And our arrival times of tropical storm force winds for this system, probably hitting Louisiana by Tuesday 8 p.m. And you can see here, probably hitting Florida by Monday 8 a.m. and those tropical storm force winds are up all the way up along the Florida East Coast or West Coast. So I believe the Panhandle too, you are possibly in this tropical storm force wind area. And our wind speed probabilities in tropical storm force for the next 5 days, it's not only for our system here, but also our next system. Both moving towards Louisiana area, and right now this area has a almost 100% chance of tropical storm force winds right now, and it will slowly decrease, although this definitely can change, and it most likely will as it moves into the Gulf. Our current wind extent here, you can see, is mostly tropical storm force and no hurricane force wind swaths yet, although I believe it's possible in the next few days. Now let's just go take a look at Marco now. Tropical storm Marco, and right now this tropical storm is, I would say, on the it's south of this area of Mexico. And right now, it actually has tropical storm warning along with a hurricane watch along this eastern coast around here. So definitely some impacts there. And they're saying the possibility for hurricane force winds is there. So possibly a hurricane warning if this did develop. But I say the most likely place of a hurricane is Texas. If this system did develop, it will start to increase, although there is some things working against it, like a high area of wind shear around here that will possibly interfere with its development. Our arrival times of tropical storm force winds of the system show Louisiana getting hit with the Sunday 8 p.m. and Texas probably around Monday 8 p.m. depending on your location there. And even the Florida Panhandle, you're not totally out from these tropical storm force winds for Marco, and the entire Gulf almost would be covering these tropical storm force winds by the end of the week. So it's definitely possible for these two systems to interfere and possibly even alter their course. And now we have another area to watch in the Atlantic. Right now it only has a 10% chance. Along with the next 5 days, it's a very low chance, but if it does have a chance of developing, it's now. Here's our 5-day outlook. It will either develop in here or nowhere, because over here, the conditions for it developing are highly unfavorable. So it's most likely, if it would develop, it would develop in here, even though it only has a 10% chance. Although, even if it does survive this area of unfavorable and does get possibly over here, it might have another chance to develop later into the week, into next week. So it's still something to watch, although I'm not too concerned about it yet. It's not yet an invest and was never designated an invest yet, so it hasn't made it really, not much data has been available on that system, except the data of, for example, radar, infrared satellite, and there was no spaghetti models for the system yet. And here is our two areas to watch in the Eastern Pacific. We could see this area has an 80% chance of developing. We're still in that quite popular time for development here, and I think I should be covering this a bit more. So right here, we could see we have an 80% chance of developing in the next 5 days, but only a medium 40% chance in the next 2 days. While this other area has a high, medium, near high 50% chance in the next 5 days, and near zero in the next 2 days, and I guess it has a 50% chance. Will it or will it not develop? It really does depend, and I guess really a 50-50 chance. And right here, we have another area to watch, kind of around here for possibly an impact to Hawaii, although it only has a 30% chance of developing in both the next 5 days and 2 days, so I'm not really too concerned about this system. although it's higher than our other area right now. So definitely something to watch for Hawaii. And I guess that's basically everything to cover in the NOAA website. Now I'd like to go right over the tropical tidbits for our tropical storm Laura right now. And we could see just about right now for the European model that it's taking most of these tracks are going to head right through Cuba and mostly head into the U.S. and mostly get quite weak before just coming right back out the East Coast, and most likely no development out there. The GFS does show more of it getting a bit stronger around here, possibly around 980 millibars. Some of these models are showing, and it's just these systems coming out possibly at most a tropical storm for possibly all these states around here. Although I think a very weak tropical depression or post-tropical cyclone is more likely. And the CMC assemblies, a lot of them do show it heading up the East Coast, along the coast, and don't show it getting that strong. Although still a lot of them do show it taking a similar track to both the GFS and European. So I'm not totally sure if the European even has a chance of being correct or not. Although it's definitely something to put in consideration. And our intensity guidance for the system shows a lot of these models actually making Category 1, and a few making Cat 2, 3, and even 4. I think 4 and 3 is less likely, although Cat 1 or even 2 is possible with the system. I think Category 2 would be kind of like a last-minute update, a last-minute intensification of the system, and I don't think it's too likely. Here's our current infrared image. Hopefully it works this time. So you can kind of see a little bit of an eye, although I don't think it's too likely. Right now it's affecting Puerto Rico, and just in a minute we'll be taking a look at some webcams there and see what's going on there. Also, let's go take a look at Marco. Tropical Storm Marco. Here's our current infrared plus image, and if this will work, you could see slight eye formation, although it looks quite unorganized right now compared to our other system, and possibly some impacts on the very eastern coast of this Mexico area. Our spaghetti models for the European are showing it really heading anywhere in the United States, from Texas to even the Florida Panhandle. And it shows in the GFS mostly similar, just it's saying a lot of them will either, a lot of these models show it heading into Texas, and a few which actually showed hitting Louisiana slightly more stronger, around 999 millibars in pressure. So possibly Cat 1 at most, although I think it's a little bit less likely. And the Canadian model I feel a bit more confident about now, and it's showing a lot of these models actually heading up north into the United States. So I think it's saying slightly more organized, these models. And it really does depend with these spaghetti models. A lot of them do show it hitting Cat 1, yes. Although I think it's a little less likely. Although it's possible, and I think Cat 1 is the max, a weak Category 1. And if it did reach Cat 2, it would be a very weak Category 2, and I think anything major is nearly impossible with the system, although I'm not going to rule anything out. Also, we have seen Hurricane Hannah, which actually affected Texas earlier this year, actually developed rapidly right before it made landfall, so possibly it could overcome all the wind shear and survive. Now I'd like to take a look at the windy forecasts for these systems, and first thing I would like to show everybody is a webcam around Puerto Rico, and so let's see what's going on around there. So let's see, I think we have a webcam here. This is the last 24 hours. We can see some clouds starting to move in. And this is last night, I believe. And right here is its current image right now. It looks like we have some decent cloud cover, and here's our major system over here. It looked like it is actually raining at night a little bit for about 2 hours, so it looked like it was raining. Although right now it doesn't look like any. It looks like they're actually in the eye right now. Probably a little bit later, they'll be getting these a little bit stronger winds. We'll just try right here. Let's see if this will work. Right now, it looks like this webcam isn't showing much. Although it's saying that the temperature right there is around 80.7 degrees Fahrenheit, with winds up to 4 miles per hour to go into the northwest. And right now, Windy is showing winds up to around, it looks like 31 miles per hour around here. So I guess, let's see what wind gusts are. Wind gusts up to around 50 miles per hour is possible in that area. And again, it looks like Puerto Rico is kind of in that eye right now. It doesn't look like anywhere is really getting hit that bad with this system yet. Although I would like to take a look at Mexico real quick, and even the east coast or west coast of Cuba. Let's see. Looks like there's no webcams available here. Alright, looks like there's a webcam in this area. And right here, you can see these clouds starting to come in. And right now, it looks like it's looking quite cloudy, especially over here, where that system is mainly. It looks like it's looking south right now. We have a few other images here. Although it all basically looks like the clouds are moving in. And it doesn't look like they're really getting that hit that hard yet. Although we're seeing decent cloud cover. Windy right now is showing. Alright, clouds. Let's see. Cloud cover. Alright, looks like. Right now it's showing these cloud cover amounts. And over here we're seeing cloud cover up to 73%. Which is decent and probably makes sense for the images we've been seeing. And over here, looks like we have near 100% cloud cover. Yeah, like 99%. Right now, the ECMWF is showing winds probably up to around 30 miles per hour, while the GFS is showing a little weaker right now. And the NAM not exactly in that area yet. So, I don't expect too many impacts from either of these systems yet. Although possibly later in the day, Dominican Republic could be hit with these stronger winds and some rain. Same with Puerto Rico. And once that happens, we'll have to see. Alright, well, I guess now we can head right over. I'd like to see one more thing. I believe there could. Yeah, I'm not totally sure. I just would like to show somewhere in Florida right now. I am not totally sure, but I guess we are not going to be able to see that. Although I did hear that Florida is actually preparing in the Florida Keys. So I guess down here, actually let's take a look and see where these winds are going to head. So it looks like possibly some impacts for the Bahamas with these winds. And it looks like the winds actually increase. And it looks like possibly some winds is possible around Key West, up to 30 miles per hour and sustained winds. Right now, it's looking like down at Key West over here, around 31 miles per hour with gusts up to around 50. This can definitely change if this does become a hurricane. Although right now we're seeing tropical storm force gusts and possibly even winds. Let's take a look. So it looks like those tropical storm force gusts are possible. And it does look like they have webcams available on Windy. And I guess you can't see much going on yet. It just looks like this was 13 minutes ago. It doesn't look like much has been going on. It looks like just some clouds are starting to roll in and possibly some extra winds for now. Although it doesn't look like the system is affecting it too badly yet. And we'll have to wait until later in the week to really see these impacts. Although both these models do show some kind of systems actually hitting Louisiana. Same the GFS, ECM, the NAM. The NAM shows a decently sized tropical storm around here, which has decent organization, which I believe is Marco as it approaches Texas. So if I have any people watching in Texas, I'm not totally sure who should prepare yet. I would wait until hurricane watches or warnings are up so far. And then I would wait to make those decisions. And I would also use official info. Although I think other than that, I don't think you should prepare yet. Although possibly making some preparations could be useful. I'm not totally sure. And if you guys have... Alright, hey, Joey. Thanks for watching. And not much. And I guess I'll end the video here. If you guys have any questions, I can answer them now. And if not, then I guess I'll end the live stream here. And I guess I'll make the next update probably later today. Maybe around possibly 2 o'clock, depending on what's new. Although I think around 5 is reasonable. So probably around 5:30 will be our next update, just like yesterday. And well, I guess I'll end this video here. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next one.